So I do a lot of presentations to user groups. I present to shows like Tech Days, which is a kind of similar show to Tech Ed that runs in Canada. I also blog about AppV on my blog site, lazyadmin.com, and I also contribute to various forums, contribute to the Microsoft Online forums when people are having trouble sequencing applications, which is how you package a virtual app, and try to be helpful wherever I can. I also do considerable amounts of consulting where I get to put a lot of what I try on in the lab out into practice with customers. Well, Tech Ed for me is one of the best places to come and learn about what's coming down the pipe, what's new, learn how to better implement what we're using today, making sure that any kind of course correction we need to make about best practices is always presented. Also, we get to meet the experts who are designing this technology, and my philosophy is there's always more to learn. It's learning is participatory. It's not a top-down thing. It's not just a speaker talking to an audience. It's not just an expert talking to individuals who may be less knowledgeable. I've learned stuff from people who have been working with AppV for a few days, and taken real great information and real great knowledge that I can then reapply and spread with other people, and share with other people. So for me, that's Tech Ed is meeting people. I've said that if you come to Tech Ed, you shouldn't leave without meeting at least 5 new people. Whether it's within your technical expertise or just in different areas, just to get that kind of spread, that spectrum that is available here. Because you can literally walk across the floor at Tech Ed and start at Windows Embedded and end at web development, and get so much information from these people about what's new, what's coming to the line, how these are gonna, how these technologies are going to drive solutions into the future, and being able to get this information in one spot, in an afternoon, is priceless. It makes you a huge resource when you come back to your customers, when you come back to the companies you work for. You have such an insight into what's going on, and you become valuable to not just your own group, but you suddenly become a resource and someone who can be consulted with on, hey, what's the vision on this, what's the vision on that? If you take the time to go and learn about all these different areas and learn about all these different groups. So being an MVP, it's been, again, I'll go back to the experience of networking and sharing, and what's always really exciting about leading MVPs is that you get to meet people who are so knowledgeable about specific technology areas, and you can talk to them and kind of get their perspective on the technology, and then get, kind of tweak and figure out what's their passion. And it's my passion to hear other people's passions, especially on technology, because there's always something that I didn't know about, or just a twist on the technology. And I just love, I'm a big picture guy too, so I like seeing how all the technology fits together to make everyone's life more efficient, or just how it improves everyday life. From third world countries adopting technology right up to educational institutions today implementing the latest technology, and you have MVPs that cover that whole gamut, and who are invariably developed a lot of expertise and knowledge around that, and just be able to share that and to kind of like bounce ideas off each other is for me one of the most invaluable things of being MVP. Engaging with the Microsoft product groups that develop the technology, a huge plus. These are people who live and breathe the technology, and for me to be able to talk with them and engage, and then share my excitement for the technology they're building, I think it's a real reciprocal process where they get excited because, hey, there's people excited about going out there and doing and using our technology and implementing it, and I hope that at the same time that I'm able to kind of get them excited, they're definitely able to get me excited when they talk about what's coming down the pipe, what they're really raring to see in the customer's hands. So I'm going to have to say Windows 7 is really kind of what I'm really excited for. So apart from doing AppV and MDOP, the Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack, Windows 7 has to be like one of my main, or Windows deployment is one of my main technical areas of expertise. And I spend a lot of time talking with customers, and the excitement that's building for Windows 7 and the customers who want me to come in and do technical presentations about what the benefits are, what the new features are, and what is really exciting for me and what's really engaging is when I sit down with those customers, I show them these features, and I'm getting that eyes lights up feeling that we're showing stuff that is compelling, and that's exciting. That's always fun when you can wow the audience, when you can when you have something that you can show people and they just go wow. A great example is when I'm demoing Windows 7 and I take the window and I do the window shake, and an audience who's never seen that before, they're loving it. It's one of those features that people just love to see, and then you start showing them the additional features. So it's a great icebreaker. And you show them the features where you move the window over and it docks to the side and it becomes exactly half the size of the screen, and people. You can see people just going, this sigh of relief, going, wow, that's going to save me so much time every day. And you see that written on their faces, and that's exciting. And that's one of the products that is really, I'm looking forward to using. And I think that there's going to be some great technology like the multi-touch interface, which is going to, I can't even imagine all the things that are going to be done with it. But after playing with technologies like Surface and talking with some of the WPF MVPs, and seeing their excitement for how this technology is going to be, driving driving just unthinkable interfaces and kind of sci-fi interaction within computing environments. That's really cool. A lot of people ask that magic question: how do you become an MVP? And so my favorite answer is just don't try. Just focus on what you love and what you're passionate about, and it'll come to you. It'll come knocking. And if you go out and you try to do everything just for that one reason, then you're gonna find out that it's the passion shouldn't be about being an MVP. The passion should be about something that the MVP is a nice award too. And I always like to say, don't define yourself by being an MVP. Be honored that you were selected for that award. And and this is it's kind of speaking to your question before about new MVPs. I always say to them, I said, don't focus on how do I get rewarded, or how do focus on what you're doing, and focus on that passion. And if you're passionate about it, and it'll show. You won't have to go out and prove it. You'll sit down at the end of the year, you'll write a list of the things that you've done because you're passionate about the product, and you'll be blown away at how big that list is. And that's the key is be passionate about something. If it's technology, if it's Microsoft technology, there's a good chance that someone's going to notice your passion for the technology. Community is one of those ways to engage about engage with your passion. When I started working with, I helped found a user group in Montreal, where I'm from, and one of the things that we did was we presented. It was a great opportunity to become a presenter. Before that, I never presented before, never talked in front of an audience. It was a safe place. You're amongst friends, and when everyone's eating free pizza, it's hard to criticize the speaker when they mess up a demo. So it's a great place to your local user group is a great place. Forums, online forums are always a great place. And I know people start they get into a big forum, like IT forum or even the Microsoft forums, and they think, wow, my contributions will never get noticed. It'll just lost in the noise. And I have to say that it doesn't take much to make a blip. It just takes a little concerted effort to and you have to go after the questions you can answer. And the cool thing is that a side effect is you're going to learn. You'll go through those forum posts, and there's going to be problems you'll never see, but you'll know the answer to because you've gone right through those posts.